Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving deep into a true epic, Bob Dylan's 17-minute masterpiece, Murder Most Foul. This thing, it's less a song and more like a trip through America's collective memory, its history, and all the music that's holding it together.
And that right there is the big question, isn't it? How does this song, about an event from 60 years ago, feel like it could have been written yesterday? Well, that's what we're going to unpack. By the end of this, you'll see just how Dylan turns this one historical moment into a profound look at our memory, our traumas, and our culture.
Okay, so where do we even begin with this? The first thing you have to get your head around is that this song isn't really just about the JFK assassination. Nope. It uses that moment as a jumping-off point for something, well, for something way bigger.
You see, Dylan takes the man, the actual historical person John F. Kennedy, and transforms him into this massive symbol. He's not just a president who was killed anymore. He becomes a kind of crack in the American story, a wound that we can look through to see the soul of the nation.
There's this really powerful idea at play here that scholars call symbolic condensation. It's when a single event stops being just an event. It gets loaded with all this other meaning and becomes a portal to explore this entire universe of anxieties about power, innocence, where the country's headed, you name it. So if it's not a simple story song, then what in the world is it? Well, it actually fits into a really specific, really powerful category of art. It's what's known as a national elegy. It's a song of mourning, for sure, but not just for one man. It's a lament for a version of America that, for many, seemed to die right along with him. It's about a break in the story the nation tells itself. And the way the song is built, it doesn't follow a straight line at all. It kind of drifts, following this dream logic. It feels like the way memory or grief actually works, right? It starts with the shock of the event, then floats through all these scattered images and media noise, until finally it turns and takes refuge in music. And yeah, we gotta talk about the length. 17 minutes. That is absolutely crucial. It's not just long for the sake of being long. The length is part of the message. In our world of 30-second clips and instant takes, this song makes you stop. It forces you to sit inside this feeling of unease and just reflect. So let's talk more about that feeling of unease, because it's a huge reason why the song feels so incredibly current. It taps right into how we experience history today, not as some story in a book, but as a constant, looping replay in the media. And get this, the JFK assassination itself is far from ancient history. From an archival point of view, it's not a closed case. They're still declassifying records. The event is still live, which means it keeps coming back, a wound that never quite heals over. It's almost like Dylan saw our modern world coming. The way the song jumps around feels just like scrolling through a social media feed, where history and trauma are constantly being dug up, repackaged, and thrown back at us in clips. Memory becomes a kind of ghost, a haunting. I mean, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? The song feels like you're wandering through a haunted archive, a place where you can't tell the difference between real memory and the media fragments we've all absorbed. Okay. So if history is broken, and we're all just stuck in this haunted archive of trauma on repeat, where does that leave us? This is where the song takes its most brilliant, and I think, most hopeful turn. Right. When the official story doesn't add up anymore, when history itself feels shattered, what's left? What can art possibly do in the face of all that? Well, Dylan has a very specific answer. He builds what you could call a counter-archive. The idea is, if you can't trust the official reports and the government documents, you turn to a different kind of record. You turn to the shared memory bank that we all have, popular music, radio, all those songs we know by heart. And that's what brings us to that incredible final section of the song, that long, long list of artists and song titles. It's not just a list, it's so much more. It's like a prayer, a ritual to preserve what matters. It's a playlist of our collective soul. It's a rescue mission for meaning itself. And that's the ultimate point here. The music can't solve the crime. It can't undo the violence. But it can do something just as important. It offers a place, a container, where we can hold on to something unbearable without being completely broken by it. And that just leaves us with this final thought. Murder Most Foul seems to be arguing that maybe the deepest truths aren't always found in facts and figures in some official report. Maybe, just maybe, they're found in the emotional truth of a song, in the texture of how a nation feels, how it remembers, and how it grieves.